Hello dears, and welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Anna, where we share with you a lot of interesting and useful information about Benidorm town and Spain in general. Today is Monday, which means that it's the time for the latest news update, and today I bring you really important news concerning which documents they might ask you at the Spanish airport once you arrive here as tourists, because a lot of you were asking me the same question after reading it in the newspaper back in UK. But first, let's start with the situation today here in the country. In general, I'm not going to be talking right now, at least for now, about COVID, because government is not speaking about it any longer. They call it a silent virus right now because there are no public data, there is no mentioning about it whatsoever. Monkeypox also disappeared from our country magically. So the only thing that people are centered right now is basically the heat wave here in Spain and the fires that we have throughout all the country, in Tenerife, on different islands, and it's quite hard. A lot of people are being evacuated. So this is the main thing that social media and news are talking about right now. In general, the situation here, it's summer, so right now, the end of July and August, these 1.5 months are the most expensive to come on holidays here to Spain. However, it does not mean that less people are coming. It's all the other way around. A lot of people are coming right now. The bars and restaurants, they are really crowded. It's difficult to park already in different areas here in Benidorm as well. And even if you go early in the morning, all the blue zone is already occupied. The white one, where you don't need to pay anything at all, is the most difficult even to find a free parking space. So a lot of people are heading already to the private like indoor parking on the interior, like underground ones, which makes them to become quite full as well. So in August, those of you who are coming with a car, pre-book a parking space either at the place where you're staying at, a part hotel, the hotel nearby, because if not, you won't have anywhere to leave your car unless it's like really outside Benidorm, but then it's uncomfortable to go anywhere. Apart from that, hotels are right now approximately between 60% and 100% of total capacity. So a lot of tourists are still coming, both national and international ones. Obviously, here in Benidorm, the main source of tourism is UK. Then it's followed by Germans from Scandinavian countries in general as well, and by French people. August is a month when most people from France are heading towards Spain too. British Street is really, how would I call it? Really, not really calm during these days. There are a lot of news. Basically, every single day there are giant fights in there. It's something kind of common, to see different disagreements, misunderstandings at night, because people drink, they have fun, and then the blood is hot and misunderstandings can happen. However, this time even local news came here because there were a lot of huge fights, even with tables flying around, chairs flying around, people being hospitalized, and it's just hard to see. It's not a very good image that it is actually giving to our town, which is why a lot of people think that it's only that. Benidorm is just that. It's just British street drinking, and all this craziness. However, it's not actually true, which is why our channel is here to inform about that as well and show you a different side of Benidorm. But it is true, it didn't disappear anywhere in British Street right now. Kind of went back in time to the same years when we've had issues and serious issues back there almost every single night when bars and nightclubs are open. And now the news that you've all been waiting for. This is something that, as I've told you already, quite a few people mentioned it in the comments, and I started to dig in that situation to let you know if it's actually true or not. First of all, this was mostly UK newspapers that started to talk about this, because the Spain Ministry of Interior, they've mentioned it in their official statement in the new adaptation of the law. they've basically warned UK tourists that they might be asked for extra documents, and they might require these documents by the Spanish police once they come here, as well as extra economic funds, so basically cash or money, to fund their holidays. And I must say that it's not something that is being made for UK exclusively. Don't think, like a lot of people think that Spain is kind of punishing UK, or Spain doesn't like UK, so which is why they're doing these requirements, restrictions, if you want to call them like this. But it's not actually true. These requirements, specific requirements, are for all third countries. This has been like this for years and even decades in Europe. So Spain is not the only country that is doing that. The thing is that since UK was European Union before, obviously you did not need these kind of paperwork. And then there was a year of transition, that's Brexit time, so it was not really necessary. But right now, when UK left European Union for quite some time already, what is happening is that by law, police officers can. It doesn't mean they will, okay? It doesn't mean that it's obligatory, but they might just randomly stop you on a control and say, hey, do you have this, this, and this, and that? And if you don't have it, then that's an issue. They might deny, your entry to the country. This is happening to all third countries, genuinely speaking, and different countries of European Union, of Europe in general, they ask for a different money fee to be able to travel from third countries. For example, in some countries, it's just as less as 20 euros per day to be able to maintain yourself. In some countries, it's 130 euros a day to maintain yourself on holidays, which is quite a huge amount. I'll let you know what legally documents and what requirements do you actually have to come to Spain if you're coming from a third country. Once again, it doesn't mean that you will be asked for them, but you can be asked for them. There is a possibility, because by law it's already possible, since UK doesn't form part of a Schengen zone or European Union any longer. What they say is that for this year, 2022, the minimum amount that you need to justify if you're being asked is 100 euros per person per day, which, as per my opinion, and I've told it to my family members as well, and they think it's quite crazy. Before it was 75 euros, 65, then they've changed it to 85, and right now it's already 100 euros per day, which is just crazy amount, because especially if you have all-inclusive, if you have your accommodation paid and you're not planning on spending that much money, on your holidays, on extras that are non-essential, 100 euros a day. If you're coming for a week, it's 700 euros, it's a huge amount. It's just for one person. So they say it's minimum of 900 euros if you're staying for 9 days. And then the price varies if you're coming for a longer stay. Apart from that, obviously you need to show your return ticket. This is just a general requirement, once again, for all third countries, because they don't want people to stay here illegally. They want people, just if you're coming as a tourist, you need to have the return ticket planned, like a planned way to go home. So they will be checking the money, they'll be checking the return ticket, and they will be checking the proof of accommodation where you're staying for the dates that your ticket actually is. So this is really, really important as well. Some people might ask, okay, what if I'm coming to my own house here in Spain that I'm an owner of? In this case, what you will need to do is to show any kind of document that shows that you are the owner of that house and that's your property you're heading to, so you don't need to pay for it, nothing at all. If you're coming to your friend's house or family member house, then you need a letter of invitation, where basically it states that I'm the person with this name, with this NIE, ID number, passport number, etc., living in this address. I'm inviting this person with these details to spend here his holidays from this date to that date, and he'll be staying with me. Obviously, even so, they might ask to have you enough funds for it, because they'll say, what if you if something happens, you'll get into discussion and that person will just kick you out of this house. You need to stay somewhere. Do you have enough money for that? These things happen actually, so you need to be careful with that. but most of you are coming to hotels or apart hotels. So a proof of the booking or a prepaid reservation is going to be more than enough for you to justify that you're coming just as tourists here to Spain. This has started already. Some of the officers in the airport, they are starting to ask for these, but it's like a random control, nothing too severe, not too much. Also, they do say that passport must be stamped. It's not a possibility, it's an obligation, because if they will check it on your way back, for example, that your passport has not been stamped, officially they are assuming that you've overdone your limit of 90 days here in Spain, and then you can get a fine or be banned to come here in like another 180 days or even more. So then it's just going to be some issues, you know, with immigration. So in this case, you need to be careful about that as well. A few weeks ago, Spain's government has declared that people from UK are able to pass to the fast European Union line as they did before when you were back in European Union. And people can just pass through that line, just scan the passport, and that's it. However, it's not entirely true. Right now at the airports, they've had major issues with that. Not in all airports, but just selected ones. Which is where they basically were saying that my passport is not scanning, I need to pass through the control. In any case, like, why do you say it's a fast line if it's actually not? And I need to get it checked once again with a police officer. So what they say right now is that even though in some airports they allow you to pass through the fast line with your passport, still you'll need to pass the control so that your passport will get a stamp on the day that you arrive to Spain. Just in case, you never know. It's better to avoid issues with that. So as I've said already, all third countries do have this law in place. It's not something that's been done exclusively for UK. It's not because Spain does not want UK travelers here. And a lot of newspapers, what they are actually saying that it's really, really bad that Spain has put these restrictions on UK tourists. UK is a major motor. For example, for our area, it's the major engine of generating tourism, which is actually true, but it's not like Spain is putting it exactly on UK. It's just because UK is not in Schengen and European Union any longer. So for quite some time, these laws, they did not apply because it was transition period. But right now, it's already time and it's considered as a third country. So this is the case. Doesn't mean they'll ask for it, but there might be random controls that might bring you into this situation. Just answer the questions as they are, show the paperwork, and I'm sure you will be fine. It's not something that must put off people from traveling. Let's say it like this. These are normal things that a lot of people from different countries, when they come to Spain or European Union in general, are showing the normal documentation pack that they are showing when they're coming as tourists. So trust me, it seems bad, it sounds bad, but it's actually not as bad, because usually you always travel with your reservation confirmation, you always travel with your return ticket. The only thing left, which is a little bit bad in my opinion, is to show that much money, which can be showed by any kind of cash, by your bank account, your bank card, anything that you have, you know, some checks, anything that you have to be able to show this amount of money. All the people who don't have this amount of money, this is where the trouble might start. Let me know what you think about that here down below in the comments. And the last news we'll be talking about are the beach areas here in Alicante region. More and more of them each single day are already starting to be fume free, which means that people are not allowed to smoke in there any longer. Since the pandemic was kind of going to its end, you know, we are eliminating restrictions slowly but surely for quite some time here in Spain. Since then, a lot of the beach areas, a lot of the beaches, they've decided that it's time to also eliminate the fumes, because, you know, they were afraid that people would get contact with the fumes. They will inhalate it, you know, and get COVID. So apart from that, also because a lot of people were complaining that, you know, you're on the beach, you're laying, someone is smoking right there, but you're a non-smoker, or your child is playing and just suddenly finds, you know, like a cigarette there and tries to play with it, you know, like a small child or a baby. So it's just not very nice to find these things at the beach, or just to smell all this smoke from the cigarette for a lot of people, you know, especially if they're not smoking. So what Spain decided to do is to put a lot of the beach areas, not only that it's not recommended to smoke, but actually say it's forbidden to smoke, and people even can get a fine, a financial fine, if they will be seen smoking on the beach, and if they would repeatedly do it again, even though they are being informed that it's not possible to do so on that beach area any longer. It's not on all beach areas here in our Alicante region, but quite a lot of them are. I have here a complete list so that you would know which beach areas are smoke-free right now here. For example, it's 25% more or less of all the beaches and calas and like hidden beach areas to swim here in the zone, but still it's already 1/4, you know, and slowly but surely we are getting there. These areas are in Campello, which is near Alicante, obviously in Alicante itself, in Elche, Villajoyosa, which is right near Benidorm, and in Denia. What they actually say is that here in Benidorm, it still did not arrive here, which is really, really strange. Benidorm, Calpe, Finestrat, Albir, Altea, like all this area, it did not arrive just yet. It kind of starts from south going towards north, towards us slowly. So it's quite probable that up until next year, we will also have these restrictions on different beach areas. What if you are a smoker? You'll ask, what do you need to do? Well, what they are saying is that you need to go from the beach area towards the alley, or like to some specific points for smoking, you know, because they don't want to find cigarettes on the beach any longer. And each day, more than 200 kilograms are being taken, which cigarettes don't weigh a lot. So 200 kilograms is like a huge amount, being retired and cleaned from the beach areas. And I personally, myself, when I go to Benidorm Beach, every single time I find at least 3 or 4 used cigarettes in there, and I need to take them out. I need to just put them away, you know, for my daughter to being able to play there basically, or to lie down at the area that we've chosen. So I get why they're doing this. I know some people that are smokers will not be happy about it, but I mean, you need to think that not all people are smoking. It's not something essential to do in general for living. Like, it's not something that you need air to breathe, you know, if not, you'll just die. You need food, if not, like, you need water for your living, for existing. Smoking is not something that is needed for existing. It's something that people like to do, some of them like to do, but it's not something essential, as Spain is stating, as the government is stating, not me, the government. And it's not considered essential, which is why they're taking it out from the beach, because they want also non-smokers, which are a lot of people in here, to be able to enjoy fresh air and for their children to play safely and not to find like half-finished cigarettes everywhere you go around the beach in the sand. Surprise, everyone! I decided to finish today's video to show you how the beach is looking like today and what the weather is like outside. Today is the hottest day here in the area, which is why I cannot stay here for a long period of time just to make the whole news, but just to show you a few minutes on what the beach is looking like and what is happening here. I'm sure we can do that. In general, by the way, right now we are at the Anchor here in Albir. As you all know, our lovely village where we live. I just love this place. Look at the beauty. And we're heading to the beach to talk about the weather. So in general, today is the hottest day. Today here in our area in Valencian community, we might reach around 44 degrees, which is bad, not gonna lie. Which is why I'm hidden at my house using a swimming pool, cold shower, and just not going out up until the evening time, like 7 p.m. minimum. This type of weather is going to be in a lot of parts in Spain, as you can see here on the first map. However, today is like the breaking point. Starting from tomorrow, it's going to be more and more stable day by day. There are going to be some clouds in the north parts of Spain and here in our Valencian region, which by the way, you can already see right now. Let me show you in a second. You can already see that there are quite some clouds, which is why I was also able to get out of the house right now. But a lot of people are coming here, doing some paddle surf. People just enjoying the lovely weather in here. Oh, there's a lifeguard in here. Something happened? Oh, I don't like things like this. No, I'm not sure. But there's something on the beach there, I think. She's checking something. People are filming it. Not too sure whether. Oh, okay. There's some medusas or something there at the beach. Let's go and check that out. I'm really, really curious what that is. Oh, no, that's like a fish. Okay, let's go and check it. It's like, not sure how you call it, but I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna put it right now here on the, somewhere at the corner just for you to see what it is. But that's, oh my God, that's such a shame. Look at it. Poor guy. Look at this. Oh my God. So unexpected happy finale for the lovely creature. She just gave birth actually, and the baby went to the water, but she couldn't because she was on top, you know, on her back. So we've moved it. I've touched it. Oh. We moved it back and now it's reunited with its baby. Hopefully that will be the case, that it's reunited with the baby back again and everything will be fine. That happens. It's a really, really rare thing to see here on the beach. I cannot believe I've touched it. I've touched it with a bottle first, but obviously they're not venomous, you know, they don't have, only on their tail, they have like small points that are dangerous if they touch you, you know, but I did not touch that. I touched like her corners. Oh, it's just so slimy, but it's nice to be able to help to the animal like this. It's somewhere here around. They're just checking on it. A lot of curious people in here, but yeah, at least we helped it and it did not die for outside the water because it has a newly born baby right now. Oh, we can take it out because there is no sunshine. So yeah, this was the strangest ever news update and the weather update here in Spain, but I mean, it is what it is. This is something that you get unplanned when you go out like this, you know. Getting back to the temperatures right now are still quite high. Here we expect today around 37 degrees, but it's nothing comparing to 44, 45 that they have in some regions of Spain and even here in Valencian area. So we are all good. Protect ourselves, drink a lot of water, and that's basically it that we can do. Stay fresh inside of the water or taking cold showers. The rest of the areas will have the following temperatures. We will have around 35 degrees here in Alicante. Barcelona will have 31, Granada 42, Malaga 33 to 35, depends, but maximum will be 35, Sevilla 43, Madrid will have 38 degrees, Murcia 44, Balearic Islands will have around 35, Canarian 28 to 34, and Valencia 33 degrees today. In the next upcoming days, the weather will be slightly better than it is right now. There's not going to be any heat wave as it is because today we have red alert in Murcia and Andalusia. Here we have orange alert due to extreme temperatures. And the rest of the week it's going to be calm and quiet. Temperatures are high, but they're proper of almost the beginning of August. And the water temperature will be also really high. It's getting higher and higher day by day. Does not stop. and it will be 28.4 degrees, which I'm quite sure we will hit the new maximum of 30 degrees this summer because it's not even August just yet. This was the latest news update from Spain and Benidorm area. We've seen a lovely fish, I think it's considered to be, on the beach that I've helped to rescue, which is an incredible feeling that you get to do something for the animal, you know, that just had a baby and is there struggling on the beach. No one wanted to touch it. I mean, I know it's not poisonous, like only the tail might be, but the other parts are not. So I just touched it, I moved it on its belly back again, and it just swam away. So it's real nice. Thank you all for staying with us, for watching today's news update, and I'll see you on Wednesday with a new video here on the channel Benidorm by Anna. Bye.